Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're diving into the world of AI.
Okay.
But not just any AI.
hmm
We're looking at how it's shaking up the complex world of pharmaceuticals.
Right.
Specifically, we're going to take a deep dive into a company called Incresi.
Yeah, this isn't your typical tech startup story.
Okay.
Incresi is doing some really fascinating things, blending traditional pharmaceutical expertise with cutting-edge AI.
Their website describes them as a hybrid consultancy.
hmm
What exactly does that mean in the context of pharmaceuticals?
So think about it. The pharmaceutical industry is practically swimming in data clinical trial results.
Wow.
Manufacturing processes, regulatory submissions, you name it.
Right.
It's a goldmine of information, but it's also incredibly overwhelming.
I bet.
This is where Incresi comes in. They're using AI to analyze this mountain of data, and here's the killer. They're uncovering patterns and insights that humans often miss.
So it's like giving scientists and researchers a super-powered magnifying glass to see things more clearly.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
And it's not just about seeing the data differently. It's about using it more effectively.
Okay.
For example, they have this tool called Incresi GPT.
Huh.
Imagine having a digital expert that can sift through all the regulations and guidelines to help streamline the entire drug approval process.
Okay, that sounds way more exciting than the mountains of paperwork I imagine when I think drug approvals. How does this actually play out in the real world?
Let's say you're a small startup fresh out of a university lab with a promising new drug. You're brilliant scientists, but navigating the regulatory maze can feel like trying to climb Mount Everest, daunting and expensive.
Been there, felt that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So for a startup, Incresi might step in and provide a roadmap,
Okay.
a clear, concise strategy for chemistry, manufacturing, and controls, or CMC for short.
CMC, that sounds like the kind of acronym only industry insiders throw around.
Right? It can sound a bit jargony, but it's crucial.
Okay.
Essentially, CMC is all about proving your drug is made consistently and meets the highest quality standards.
Makes sense.
And Incresi helps these startups build that foundation from day one, saving them time, money, and a whole lot of headaches down the line.
So it's like they're helping these startups avoid those rookie mistakes that could really set them back.
Precisely.
Yeah.
Now, on the flip side, imagine you're a large pharmaceutical company with years of research and clinical trial data.
Okay.
Your challenge isn't starting from scratch. It's making sense of a massive amount of information and presenting it to regulators in a way that's clear, compelling, and meets their stringent requirements.
That's where Incresi's AI really shines, right?
Absolutely. Their AI can analyze years of data, connect the dots, and find those critical insights that might have been buried in a mountain of reports.
Oh, wow.
Think about it this way. Their AI can help identify why a drug might be incredibly effective for one group of patients, but less so for another, information that could be crucial for developing more targeted and effective treatments.
So it's like having an AI detective on your team piecing together the puzzle of drug development.
I like that analogy. And it's not just about getting drugs approved faster. It's about getting them approved for the right reasons, for the patients who will truly benefit from them.
Their website mentions that they also work with CMOs and CROs.
Right.
What are those and how do they fit into this whole picture?
Right. Those are key players in the pharma world.
Okay.
CMO stands for Contract Manufacturing Organization, and CRO is Contract Research Organization.
Okay.
They're like specialized partners that pharmaceutical companies can bring in to handle specific aspects of drug development.
So kind of like subcontractors who bring their own expertise to the table.
Exactly.
Yeah.
For example, a company might hire a CMO to manufacture the drug, while a CRO might conduct certain clinical trials.
Okay.
This allows pharmaceutical companies to focus on their core competencies while tapping into specialized expertise.
But I imagine that managing all these different partners, each with their own processes and data, could create a whole new layer of complexity.
You're spot on. And that's another area where Incresi excels.
Okay.
They act as a central hub, ensuring that everyone is speaking the same language, following the same regulations, and working towards the same goal, developing safe and effective treatments.
It's like they're the conductors of an orchestra, making sure all the instruments are in tune and playing in harmony.
That's a fantastic way to put it. And it highlights a crucial aspect of Incresi's approach. They're not just about technology, they're about people.
Their website has a lot of testimonials praising their communication skills, which makes sense given what we've been discussing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
In an industry as complex as pharmaceuticals, clear communication is paramount. You've got scientists, regulators, business people, investors, all these different stakeholders who need to be on the same page.
Wow.
A tiny miscommunication can snowball into major delays or even derail a project entirely.
And I imagine that kind of stress is amplified when you're talking about potentially life-saving treatments.
Exactly. So Increasy's focus on communication isn't just about being nice. It's about recognizing that the human element is essential for success in this industry.
Okay.
Their team takes the time to understand the needs of each client, to explain complex concepts in a way that's clear and accessible, and to build strong collaborative relationships.
So they're not just data crunchers, they're also expert communicators who understand the nuances of the pharmaceutical industry. It's like they're bridging the gap between cutting-edge technology and the human beings who are ultimately driving innovation in healthcare.
That's precisely what makes them so interesting.
Yeah.
They understand that AI isn't about replacing human expertise. It's about enhancing it.
Right.
It's about giving scientists, researchers, and regulators better tools to do their jobs more effectively.
So by streamlining the regulatory process and uncovering those hidden insights in the data, Incracy could potentially help get new treatments to patients faster and more efficiently.
That's the ultimate goal, isn't it? And it's not just about speed, it's about making the entire process smarter and more targeted.
Okay.
Imagine a world where clinical trials are designed with a deeper understanding of patient populations, where potential side effects are identified earlier, and where treatments are tailored to individual needs.
It sounds like science fiction, but it's becoming a reality thanks to companies like Incracy who are pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
Exactly. And what's even more exciting is that this is still early days.
Right.
As AI continues to evolve, who knows what incredible breakthroughs are on the horizon?
It's mind-blowing to think about how much potential there is in this field.
It is.
But for all the excitement, we also have to acknowledge that with any new technology, there are always challenges.
Sure.
What are some of the hurdles that companies like Increasy need to overcome to fully realize the potential of AI in pharmaceuticals?
Well, one of the biggest challenges is ensuring that these AI tools are accessible to everyone.
Oh,
Right now, building and implementing sophisticated AI systems requires significant resources, which could give larger companies an even bigger advantage.
right.
It's crucial that we find ways to democratize access to this technology so
Yeah.
that smaller startups and research institutions can also benefit.
That makes a lot of sense because if only the big players can afford to play in the AI game, it could stifle innovation, right?
Exactly. And it's not just about affordability, it's also about building trust and transparency.
Okay.
The pharmaceutical industry is built on trust.
Right.
Trust in the science, trust in the regulatory processes, and ultimately, trust in the treatments themselves.
Yeah.
As AI plays a larger role in drug development, we need to ensure that these systems are explainable and transparent.
So that scientists, regulators, and even patients can understand how these decisions are being made.
Precisely.
Okay.
We need to move beyond the black box approach to AI, where even the developers sometimes struggle to explain why the algorithm reached a particular conclusion.
Right.
Transparency is essential for building confidence in these systems and ensuring that they're being used responsibly.
It sounds like Increasy is approaching this challenge head on.
Yeah.
Their website emphasizes their commitment to open communication and collaboration, not just within the company, but with the wider industry as well.
And that's incredibly encouraging to see.
Yeah.
They're not just building tools, they're actively engaging in conversations about how to use those tools responsibly.
Okay.
They're publishing articles, participating in conferences, and really trying to shape the ethical development and implementation of AI in pharmaceuticals.
It's like they're saying, this technology has the potential to do so much good, but we need to work together to make sure it's used for the right reasons.
That's a great way to summarize it.
Yeah.
And that collaborative spirit is going to be crucial in the years to come because as AI becomes even more powerful, we need to make sure that we're asking the right questions, setting the right safeguards, and ultimately using this technology to improve human health in a way that's ethical, equitable, and benefits everyone.
It's an exciting time to be following the world of pharmaceuticals.
It is.
Increasy is a fantastic example of a company that's not just keeping up with the pace of innovation.
Right.
They're helping to define it.
Absolutely. And for anyone listening who's interested in the intersection of AI and healthcare, Increasy is definitely a company to watch.
Yeah.
They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible while also engaging in thoughtful conversations about the ethical implications of this powerful technology.
It's been fascinating to take this deep dive into Increasy and their work in regulatory CMC. We've learned how they're using AI to analyze mountains of data, streamline drug approvals, and ultimately help get new treatments to the patients who need them faster and more effectively.
And perhaps even more importantly, we've seen how they're approaching this challenge with a focus on collaboration, transparency, and a deep commitment to using technology for good.
Yeah.
They're a shining example of how AI can be a force for positive change in healthcare.
That's a great note to end on.
It is.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and be sure to check back for our next episode, where we'll explore another fascinating topic at the cutting edge of innovation.